So we are just half an hour difference between us and you all, I guess. So I'm logging from Sri Lanka. Just a quick background of myself to give up. Let me quickly show my deck. So my name is Azeem. I'm in the industry for last about 15 to 16 years. I've been working most in the Middle East. I am an ICF certified coach. I've just completed my advanced version of getting into the PCC level. I love to have fun. I'm a person who loves to enjoy a lot. So I love playing with Legos. I do play with Legos. Not with the kids. Of course, play with the kids, different story, but I play with the adults. We play with serious business. So I use Legos to facilitate leadership, strategy, communication. In fact, I've been using with EI as well. So I'm a Genos certified EI practitioner. In terms of virtual, I use Gamina as one of my platform. It's a gamified version learning. I use it. I'm an ECC member. Of course, we are going to use this today. This is called Emotional Culture Deck. I'm one of the Sri Lanka's first to use this. It's a fantastic tool to explore. So I'm going to use today those for us to really talk this topic. I'm a TEDx curator, speaker curator as well. I've spoken to a couple of international summits. Of course, I'm Howard Lata is from the VI Summit. And yeah, so that's a little bit of myself. Of course, freely available on social media. I host my own podcast called EI Cafe. I'll share the link. So I've done about 74, 75 is on the way. 6th season, Lata is one of the episode is featured in another episode. So looking forward to share with you all as well. Right. So that's about me. Right. Lata, just give me a minute.
Sure.
All topics, human touch. Before I go to human touch, can we take a quick check-in? How are you feeling now at this particular moment? Can you share with me on the chat? How are you feeling now at this moment? You can just chat. Yeah. Chetna, just fine. Okay. Lata, relaxed. Satisfied, elated, and happy. Good. So that's a good way to start about the touch, right? So what this touch we are going to talk about is the touch what we have here, the human touch, right? Everything what we share, everything what we experience, everything is generated from here, right? So Nidhi says enthusiastic. I believe like most of you are joining from your mobile phone. So I was planning to do on mural certain activities, but it's okay. I'll share it, but I would recommend to have a pen and paper with you so you can just write it down, because there is a hand-mind connection a lot, which coming to practice, the more you write, it more it gets stored and it can reflect back. So just a pen and a piece of paper will be doing going enough. So how we are going to do this is something called using the emotional culture deck. A quick in terms of emotional culture deck, it's a game. It's a game that we use to have this conversation related to feelings, right? If I ask you this question, any one of you all, please unmute and share. For you to become successful, I don't know what is success for you to be. For you to become successful in any of the thoughts, objectives, and goals, what feeling you love to have? Can you tell me? If you want, you can unmute yourself or you can put on the chat. If I ask you, what feeling you love to have to become successful, what would be that?
Should I say? Okay, so okay, I have to write or say?
It's just okay. No need. Just share with me.
Okay, so when I receive a thank you, I look forward to that happiness which I get. That you gave me the solution. you are the answer to my problem. Wow, you
Right,
helped me. So I
right,
love that.
right.
Thank you when I get that.
So Nidhi, that is the post success, right? Post success. Then you have been someone giving, appreciating you. You feel that. So what I'm asking you, let's say there's an objective, certain objective. You want to complete this. You want to achieve that. For you to do that, what sort of feeling you love to have to start working on it? Is it clear? Uma, if you're speaking, you're muted.
Yeah. Passion.
Uh-huh.
Passion and compassion.
Very good. Very
Yeah.
good.
And
Thank you.
enthusiasm.
Very good. Fantastic.
And you know, and I think a feeling of moving forward. So why I'm saying this is because especially with pandemic, you know, we are drawn back due to our, you know, everyone's been affected.
Yeah.
There's no one whose life has not been touched.
Yeah.
So we tend to be pulled back, you know, due to whatever constraints or restraints we've had during those 2 years.
Yeah.
So that feeling, so we need to get out of that and we need to move forward.
Fantastic. Super.
Yeah?
Thank you very much for sharing that. Brilliant. Nidhi, do you want to chip in? Lata, Chetna, of course, please, if you have anything. Because I don't want to make us a lecture. I don't want to just make it one way. I'm not that person. I'm just like a facilitator. I like to get people input. Yeah, Nidhi, go ahead.
So basically you are asking that what is that feeling which I get before I'm reaching success? That point of
now you have something to be achieved. Let's say you want to get a certification done. Example, you want to get a life coach or parenting coaching from MEQ from Lata, a certification done. For you to get that done, what sort of feeling you need to really have inside you to go and get it done?
I get a feeling that I'm a climbing ladder up, like it's a climbing ladder and I'm going up. So that rising up feeling is what I get.
Right. Is it okay if I ask, can you give me a word for that feeling? Is it possible?
Charged up? Is that
okay? That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else want to? Thank you very much, Nidhi. Anyone else want to contribute? I have something on the chat. So Chetna was motivated, excited, very good. Lata, excitement. Anyone else? Kumar, Saluni, if I'm not mistaken, name. Now, why I ask this question, and now this is the biggest problem we as human beings have, because we are really difficult to recognize our own emotion and feeling. That's why the whole emotional intelligence started, right, from Dr. Daniel Goleman, right? So when I ask for you to become successful, what desired feeling you want to have, what feeling you don't want to have, if I ask this, people always have this question now, what feeling I should have, what feeling I should not have, is a question. And it takes time for people to really reflect. Now, this is where this particular game is very handy for us. I've been using for about 1 year. I've been talking in terms of creating a blueprint for culture transformation, self-awareness, changing, coaching. I play with a lot of element with this because it's all what it has is just set of, emotions and feelings on these particular cards. Right? So it helped people to reflect, for me to become successful while looking at it. This is in my mind and I'm trying to connect with the cards. This is what I want. I want to be excited. I want to be motivated. That helps. That triggers the awareness. Right? Now, this is what we're going to do today. Now, that's the human touch we are going to try to plan. And this cannot be done by artificial intelligence. This cannot be done by digitalization. This even cannot be done from your mobile phone. Right? It's from here. It's from here you need to really trigger it up. So to start off here, what we are going to do. So Lata, I think most of are joining from mobile. I thought just do it in a normal manual way. I'll show the whole context. And if you want to get into the Mural platform, anybody has used Mural? Anybody know about Mural? No? I'll just give a quick introduction. Is that okay? just for everybody's benefit, because it's a platform I've been using since COVID, right? It's a fantastic platform. It's a collaborative platform. You have plenty of templates. You can create your own templates. So what I use for facilitation purpose, because it's not just one-way delivery in terms of it is very boring. So what I do is I share this particular link, right? For example, let me share this link. So when I share this link on the chat, you can just automatically, ask you to get into this particular platform. So where you can collaboratively work, you can put into breakout room. So how do you use it? If you're using a mouse, it's up and down to zoom in, zoom out, right? You can zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. You can zoom in like nothing, and you can just as it normal, like you can just really play around. The whole. So this is what Mural is about. So as most of the people have been joining in from mobile, so I'll just use it just a template for you to understand, and we'll go through as normal and a manual note. So here what I'm going to do, the black cards over here, right? You can just have a look at it. These black cards over here, these are the feelings which we say the desired feeling, the good feeling. We love to have this. For example, we like to be care, we like to be compassion, as Umar said, we like to be delighted, we like to be daring, right? It can be anything, right? At the same time, I have a set of white cards, which is an undesired feeling, we say. We don't ever say negative feeling, because there's no negative feeling on emotion. This is called negative experience. So we say undesired. We don't want, but we will have time to time in us. We will have time to time. So afraid, defensive, embarrassment, it can be many, right? So, and if you think there's a word which is not here, you can write it yourself. So these are the two cards we are going to use for us to really understand. As in a start, an icebreaker, here what I want to do, I want you to, I want you to think about, now today is Thursday, let's say the first 3 days of the week. Think about the first 3 days of the week, right? And what feeling you had these 3 days. It can be from white or it can be from black, right? My first question, I'll share another PDF version so it's much more clear. My first question is, think about today and the previous 4 days. What feeling you had? Desired feeling and undesired feeling. Is that clear? Right? Let me share the black cards. If you have any questions, please stop me. If I'm speaking very fast, please stop me, because that's what you're used to, right? So you have here set of cards, which is desired feeling. Think about the rest of 3 days prior to today, or if you want to take it today itself. What sort of desired feeling you have? Just pick 1 or 2 cards. That's more than enough. Just write it on a piece of paper, right? Let's take about 2 minutes if you want. If you have any questions, please do ask as well, please.
Desired feeling means that what I am feeling currently for these 3 days, or what did I expect?
Yeah, so what the good feelings you had. You have gone through certain experience today. For example, you felt confident in that meeting you had. You felt appreciated by your people. You were energized to do that project. It can be anything. So I'm just not going to restrict you. Just reflect yourself. Is that clear?
So how many one can choose?
It's up to you. The many, the merrier. But yeah, as we have a small crowd, what we will do is, Chetna, how many people we have, Lata, in the group?
We are 10 in all.
10. You want to get into 2 breakout rooms, and because you need to share it, what that feeling about, why you felt that feeling. Is that okay if you go to the breakout rooms, or what do you want to do?
So we can do it here as well, so everybody can hear it out.
All right,
yeah.
No problem. Right. So are we good with this? Everybody got it?
Yes.
Yeah. So can I move to the white cards now?
Yes.
Yeah. So these are the white cards, right? So if you have anything you felt apart from the whatever it's available on the screen, you can write it separately. So again, if you want, pick about 1 or 2 cards from here, and you need to write why you felt this. Now, these are feeling you don't want to have it. We don't want to feel stuck. We don't want to feel reactive. We don't want to feel confused, but we will have time to time, right? Again, emotions, feelings you can't control. It's about managing it. So
What's written after disconnected?
disconnected.
After
Yeah, so
that,
that's blank. If you have
okay.
if you have a word which is not here, you can write it for yourself. So that's was a blank one just created. Yeah. Are we good? I know it's very difficult. Now this is tough. This is really tough because we will have many feelings and emotions coming, but for us to pick it up 1 or 2 is difficult, but this is a challenge.
No, actually it's a reverse with me. You know, Azeem, actually I'm a very optimistic person.
All right.
So for me to pick from these white boxes is a bit difficult.
All right. Are we good? Don't worry about it. Take it easy. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Right. I'm gonna put it down the slide, the document. Shall we now? Again, sharing is purely based on your wish. If you think you don't want to share it, that's okay, right? Because we always respect the confidentiality and the feelings. It's more connected. But if you wish to share, please. What is your black card you picked? What is your white card picked? And what would be a reason? You can just share one each, because we can go through the whole room. Who wants to share first?
Okay,
Can
I'll
I?
say.
Okay.
No, it's okay. So I was feeling loved and happy when someone complimented me that at this age also you are pursuing your masters and you are working hard for it. So that was the feeling from white card. So should I tell that undesired feeling also?
Yeah,
sorry,
so I think black card. Yeah, black.
Yeah,
right?
black. Yeah.
White card also if you want. I'm not forcing you because we
No,
never know
I
what's
can
where.
tell you
Yeah,
that
that's okay.
that
Go ahead.
from white card, that undesired feelings was that though I was feeling motivated, people encouraged me, but there's a lot of work to do. I have to prepare for the syllabus. I have my exams are approaching, so I was I'm currently very anxious and in doubt whether I'll be able to do it or not.
Fantastic.
So
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for sharing. Brilliant. Right. Who's next? Just one each is enough. So we have
Okay, so I'll go next.
Yes, Chitna.
So I was just thinking about my, 4 days. So Monday, Tuesday, I would say I had all undesired feeling, means white card. Because the reason was my domestic help, my maid was not there. So
All
I
right.
was quite restless,
Right.
intolerant also, because I had to do lots of work, including, office work and home, all those house chores, you can say.
Okay.
So those feeling, restless, intolerated, and also exhausted.
Right.
But Wednesday and Thursday, if I talk about these 2 days, so yesterday I had only desired feelings.
Okay.
I was delighted and joyful because we had a pre-Christmas party.
Right.
So that was all fun. And today also, I was busy with my I'm doing a project work, so I was busy in that. So I was quite energetic since morning, and I'm quite optimistic also that whatever
Super.
I'm doing, it is going to be great. Thank you.
Right. Brilliant. Thank you very much, Chitna. Who's next? Yes,
So,
Nidhi.
so I have mentioned my days as in normally all my Mondays look like that and Tuesdays look like that. So Monday, I am very open-minded, thinking that wow, a good week has started. But the funniest part is that I feel very lazy because it's like Sunday has just gone by and I'm still sipping my tea to start. And then Tuesday is very grateful and daring because normally we have that Hanumanji's day.
Okay.
And it's full of, we want to thank him. And he was daring to Baisa wala, you can achieve anything Tuesday. And sometimes an impatient feeling happens on Tuesday because then you're already 2 days have passed and you have not done much, then you feel sad.
Right.
Then Wednesdays, me and my daughter, we have fun on Wednesday. That's the kind of ritual. So it's fun loving day for us. And but the negative feeling which pops in is that suppose my office work is not done, then I feel that, oh, I have neglected that work. So back of the mind somewhere that happens. And Thursday is very joyful day because weekend is approaching and most of the friends are calling that meet us on Saturday. But but sometimes that reactive feeling comes in that okay, Thursday has come, only 2 days to go finish your job, so that then I start reacting. So
Super.
normally, yeah.
Right. Anyone else want to share? Anyone? Yes, Abha. I think I pronounced your name correct.
Yeah, it's right, Abha. Sir, I can say every Monday I'm very energetic because again, a new week has started like Nidhi says, and I always look forward to what I'm going to do this whole week. So I just write down. So and I think interacting with Lataji is always a pleasure, and I had a call from her, so that was another thing to be happy about. Tuesdays, like she said again, it's Hanumanji's War and I do Tuesdays. So I'm always grateful and in a very humbled mood generally on Tuesday because gratitude is one thing I think it becomes more emphasized when you're doing certain rituals throughout the day. So it's there. And Wednesday, I was very non-judgmental because I was doing a counseling in which I was dealing with a 12th standard girl who till 15 days back was a little bit on the suicidal side. So she was like, I was tense, but taking her through this journey of 15 days, I was very humbled and non-judgmental because the way she talked yesterday was literally like, it is like though you are very distant from them, but still you get attached, you get a little bit tensed up. But yesterday, the way she spoke, the way she interacted was, I thought like, I feel very humbled and very non-judgmental because I could understand her point of view, not through my point of view. So it was very humbling.
Right.
And talking about the negative feelings, I think I had doubt about this counseling a lot because you become tense when you're dealing with such children. It's on a very delicate threshold. You become very, very tense, and at times you become defensive also.
Yeah.
So I think those were the two negative feelings, but luckily I've overcome them. So that's about it. Thank you so much.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Right. Shall we take one more just to get the benefit of the time? Anyone else want to share?
I'd like to share.
Yeah.
So I think One is I always begin the week very energized, and I have a feeling of security. I feel I'm very optimistic. I'm generally optimistic throughout the week.
Good.
Because I'm a very philosophical person. So I have deep gratitude for the smallest of things I have. That's something that I have probably trained myself, and my life to have. And I think a lot of appreciation, and I'm going to share something personal.
Okay.
That today probably why I said I'm feeling elated, I'm feeling joyful, is because it also happens to be my birthday today. So, so, I've had an awesome day where we had lunch with family, with friends, and I've come back all energized with loads of good wishes, on the social media, on WhatsApp, personally. So, and now to attend this, I feel so happy. So, my deep sense of gratitude that,
Brilliant.
I have one more year to look forward to, especially at this time when there's so much of uncertainty, and people are losing their lives at such a young age.
Absolutely.
So I feel extremely grateful that,
Brilliant.
I had this opportunity to at least make one person happy, if not more.
Brilliant.
So
Brilliant.
wanted to share that. Thank you.
Of course, I will feel guilty if I don't play this.
Let's sing together.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Whoopee! Well done.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so touched. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Right. Brilliant. Brilliant. Thank you very much for sharing. I think it's a very good moment, right? Snehal, you want to share anything? I think. Yeah, please go ahead.
I would. Yeah, thank you very much. Recently, I joined one person who is very senior, and I'm doing one project with him. But at the same time, from last 4 days, for the black cards, I felt thoughtful, attentive, open-minded, and brave. And when we move to white cards or negative or undesired emotions, I feel powerless, inferior, and confused as I'm emerging in that project, and I'm not getting enough time to get a clear idea. So I'm going through all these things right now.
Thank you very much for sharing. I think I will fail in my duty if I go and give applause for you.
Thank you very much.
Right, brilliant. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts, right? You don't believe now we have just spent 35 minutes. See how time flies when you talk about emotion and feelings.
Yeah.
Now, my question for you all is, what do you notice now? I just put set of cards there and I ask you to reflect back. And you came up with recognizing the situation and connecting those cards to those situations. What are you feeling? What are you learning out of this particular exercise? Anyone, please unmute and share. It's okay.
I'm just thinking, oh my God, so many feelings. Though I know and I teach and I do this, but when it is happening to my own days, I'm just wondering.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else?
And see, the good part is, you can actually recognize feelings by watching these cards. They are very helpful. Otherwise, we are mostly confused what we have gone through. So I could, actually check out
that I had gone through a lot of ups and downs in last 4 days. That one time I had nothing, and one time, all the projects were like again in line, and I had to work on them. So it was kind of tense, confused, stuck, hopeful, overwhelming. Everything was going side by side. And at the end, being practitioner in AI, that hopefulness and optimism is always there. So this is, I see as a blessing, when you practice this, that no matter what happens, it will end up, in a good thing. So you can look forward to being optimistic. And
thank you. Thank you, Lata, for sharing that. Thank you very much. Anyone
and
else?
I think in this rat race, usually people don't have time, they look at emotions as, as something one needs to spend time on the least, But I think now emotional intelligence has surfaced so much, and it's become of prime importance. So success in any area is based on how successful we are in identifying our emotional EQ.
Absolutely.
Or EI.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for sharing. Anyone
I
else?
would just-
Yes.
Yeah, I just would.
Sure, please.
Yeah,
Snehal,
please come. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I think the best part is whether they are negative or positive, they are a part of me. The moment I address them, you name it and you tame it. If it's negative or it's positive. So I think we need to address, though we are teaching, we are in this line, but still, sometimes we forget ourselves that we are also getting entangled into all this. So I think that's very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we need to address them.
Brilliant. Yeah, Sneha.
Yeah, though we go through, lot of concoction of emotions in daily life, but if I am feeling powerless, inferior, confused, how can I turn it into exploration or, turn it into more enjoyable? So I can't feel like this, and I put more focus to the positivity, and I can enjoy my work.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. Brilliant. So do you all recognize like what's going through, right? Now, aren't we humans? We are humans, right? Now, that's why I said that human touch is so important. We love to touch this, right? And this is very sensitive, isn't it? This is very sensitive. Imagine, just put it down, screen goes, will it work? It will not. It will, even you replace the screen, it will not be the original version. But thank God, it's not like us. We are so different. The more we break, we have the willpower to become who we are. That's emotion. That's that human touch which we require. And, I think Abba did mention that, right? So much of things we know, but sometimes we forget about it. Why we forget about it? We lose the self-awareness part of it. We don't recognize sometimes, okay, I'm feeling very stressful, but we don't understand why we have become stressed. We feel anxiety, we don't understand why we might thinking some sort of a problem because of that. No. And like Sneha did, it's good that you recognize the undesired feeling. Now, why I say undesired, not negative emotions, please remember, emotion doesn't have positive or negative. Positive, it's data, it's information. This brilliant stuff doesn't recognize good or bad, good smell, bad smell, good decision, bad decision. It's the experience which compose and makes as a trauma or good experience. Now, why I ask for you to become success, what feeling you want to be feeling or you don't want to feel, then only you will know when that negative experience comes in or the undesired feeling comes in, how do you really manage it? That's like Sneha said. If you feel powerless, how do you make it more powerful? So that's your regulation part, self-management part you need to work on. Right? We will go through, definitely, we are human, right? Daily basis we go through, right? Even these stuffs also need upgrade. So we also need upgrade as I think Uma that retreats, right? The latter part of the year, it's time to take a pause and just reflect. And that's what we are going to do today. Lata, if it's okay, I think about 20 minutes time. Let's do this retreat. I don't want to go in detail, right? I'm going to show you. If you can draw this particular picture from your end. Where's my mural? Just bear with me. Yeah. Just right. This is normally done in an agile version, right? Do you see a boat here now? Right? You see a boat, right? So imagine, if you want, you can sketch it quickly, right? Now, imagine, how does the boat sail? How does the boat sail? Imagine, let's say we don't have the motor. It's from the wind, right? Think the whole year. Think from January till yesterday or today morning. What is that wind made you go forward? What feeling made you go forward? What success you had and feeling you had to go forward? Just one or two is enough for now. But you can reflect out of this. I'm just introducing for us to really understand how to really come across these things, right? At the same time, what is this? You see a lighthouse, right? Or a destination, beacons of the horizon. Where do you want to go? What is the milestone you work towards? What goals you had this year? Write it down. From this place to this place, what feeling you have now, whether you have achieved it or not. Right? Third one. What does anchor does? What does anchor does?
Pause us.
It holds you. So think the whole year for you to go to that objective. I don't know what's the objective. I don't know what the goal you have. What are the things it hold you back? Is it our country's political situation? For us, it was a big anchor. We went through a massive, and still we are suffering with those. We stayed on the fuel station 2 nights, 3 nights, and those hold us back. Our time, our emotions. What are the things it hold you back? And how did you feel when you're holding it back? You've been held back, right? And the last one, the barriers, right? Generally, I put here a stone or a fish. Stones means challenges, fish means opportunities. What are the challenges and opportunities you had during this whole year? And what feeling you brought in there? When you see an opportunity, how were you excited? Were you amazed? Were you overwhelmed? When you saw a threat, were you in fear? Were you stuck? Were you confused? Is what I wanted from you all to do. Can we do this? Is it difficult? What do you think?
Yes, can do it.
Not difficult.
Yeah, just one or two each for you to really reflect on it, right? And if you want to have this, I can keep it here. If you want to show the cards, I can show the cards also. You let me know when to show the cards. I'll show the cards for you. Are we good?
So we have to write that feeling which was the wind for us, or the reason which was the wind for us?
Both. The same thing you did now, reflected, right? Same thing. You write the wind. What was the wind and what was the feeling?
Okay.
Right? What was the milestone and what you had the feeling towards the milestone? What is the anchor you had? For that anchor, what did you have that feeling? Right? What was the opportunity you had? What was the feeling? What was the threat you had? What was the feeling? I will tell you why this whole feeling need to be attributed. Good? I see a silent. I'm scared now.
Yeah, yeah, it's good.
Yeah. So
I'm
I
just
hope
trying to create a villain in my head who was stopping me.
it's a good time to start thinking about it. So
yeah.
Let me see, what do I have in my store for you?
हो एक लड़की को देखा तो ऐसा लगा, एक लड़की को देखा तो ऐसा लगा, जैसे खिलता गुलाब, जैसे शायर का ख्वाब, जैसे उजली किरण, जैसे बन में हिरन, जैसे चांदनी रात, जैसे नरमी की बात, जैसे मंदिर में हो एक जलता दिया।
I'm done.
एक लड़की को देखा तो ऐसा लगा, एक लड़की को देखा तो ऐसा लगा, जैसे सुबह का रूप, जैसे सर्दी की धूप, जैसे बीना की तान, जैसे रंगों की जान, जैसे बल खाए बेल, जैसे लहरों का खेल, जैसे खुशबू लिए आई ठंडी हवा। एक लड़की को देखा तो ऐसा लगा,
All right. Are we good? Don't worry about completing. I'm just giving you an idea. So you can really take some time, during the year, might be getting holidays approaching, because one of the, corporates do go to do retreats, right? We get called to come to the retreat and help facilitate. One of the challenges when they do retreat, what they do is they only talk about the problems. And they never talked about how they felt about the problem. How did they overcome the problem, right? How they managed to, seize the opportunity, how they felt about the opportunity, because how you feel is what will make you as a person. And that's how you show up, right? For example, let's say, Komal, can I ask you a question? Is it okay?
Yes, surely.
Right. What do you do as a profession?
Yeah, basically I'm a life coach.
Right.
I'm a homemaker also.
Right. Okay. Fantastic. Brilliant. That's great. So I want to ask, when you become angry, I know sometimes you don't, any chance when you become angry, how do you behave?
Before I was a life coach, it was a very mixed feeling. I used to spill everything, and sometimes I used to bang the doors also. But now I know how to take care of my emotions. So now I make people understand, see why I'm feeling angry. So I have learned, you feel it and you heal it. So
very good.
Yes,
very good.
Now I can manage it very well. And I think anger is not a bad emotion even. Everyone has it, but it is only the way how you respond to the situation. And I think best is to, instead of showing it, you should explain the situation. You should explain that anger.
Yeah, because that's the time, right? From the amygdala to the emotional brain, the 6 seconds, 6 to 10 seconds, right? And that's the moment you really, and that's the toughest part, by the way. So why I asked that question is, when you feel that And if you are not recognizing it, you become that particular behavior. You showed up. Sometimes, we try to control, to manage it. But other person say, Komal, are you okay? Are you angry? Because we think we are not showing, but the facial expression, the body language will show that. Some people say, I'm not sad. Is everything okay? No, it's okay. Everything is okay. Anything wrong with you? Because your face says you're sad. Right? Now that's the difficult part. So I am asking it, when you feel it, that's how you behave. That's how you show up. Right? So why I'm trying to do this reflection is, when you identify the wind, what feeling embodied, because when you want to have that feeling, that's the moment you get a lot of wind to move forward to the objective. When you're closing down towards the objective, that means what sort of feeling you get? Is it overconfidence? Is it satisfied? Are you feeling joy because I'm getting closer? You need to recognize. When you anchor, right? Now, Nidhi, I'm going to ask you, who's that villain? Because you said you're searching for the villain, right? What is that anchor? What did you feel? You don't need to mention about the anchor. You can say, like, I felt like this now. I feel like this when I think about the anchor.
Okay, so I felt that some of my resources were missing and they were just stopping me not to go forward. And then I realized that it's only me who can give me that, demand for it. And so I broke that anchor thing and moved forward, I guess.
So anchors will be there. Like, that's what anchors, sometimes it helps to rate. Okay, stop, pause. No, I think we have all our faiths, right? I always believe it is written by the person on top for what thinking. I don't need to get frustrated, right? I have gone down and ups and down in my life. I left 6-figure salary in the Middle East and came to Sri Lanka with like 0 salary in my account, right? I always believed, we always have our belief system, believe that something will come right. You wait, patience. Sometimes you put that anchor, that patience goes away, and you start reacting to that particular anchor, and you lose the focus towards go toward that lighthouse or the destination. Now, that's why you need to reflect what feeling you had in that anchor. When you know that particular feeling, okay, this is how should I, like Snehal said, like, she let powerless. If you're feeling powerless on the anchor, how do you become powerful to lift off the anchor? Is something you need to work around. So that feeling matters for you to go to destination. Now let's talk about the challenges and the opportunity. What challenges you had throughout the year? Might be budget cuts from the corporates, a challenge. Big challenge, right? You are asked to meet the KPIs. You have to complete so much of man hours, but you don't give me money. How am I going to do? It's a challenge, right? So what feeling you had? Were you frustrated? What is the purpose of getting frustrated there? It's always how you work around. Now that's where your desired feeling to come. Now, why I ask early in the session, for you to become successful, what feelings you need to develop is for this simple reason. When you know that for me to become, I need to be motivated. I need to be empowered. I need to be energetic. So you have to try to develop that feeling for you to become successful. Because nobody, government gives, here's your success road. You have to pull your socks off and work towards it. At the same time, what feelings you don't want to have to become successful? What are those anchors? What are those stones, rocks in between in your journey? If you can recognize that feeling, like, I might feel overconfident because I might get closer to this. Now, when you get overconfident, what might happen? You might lose the basics. So recognizing the feeling of how to become successful, what feeling I should have, what feeling I shouldn't have, is really important. Now, this is a small exercise I did. I recommend you to take your time off sometime. Take some time off, think about your anchors, think about your boat. Is your boat stable? Is your boat have enough fuel or enough hold the wind circulation? Which area, direction I should turn to make it more have wind for me to go to that destination? So the whole navigation here for you on the boat is your feeling. It's how you feel will help you to go close to your destination. And that's why that human touch is so valuable. Based on that, you plan your 2023. Now again, you can do, for example, think about a goal. What are 5 feelings I should have next 6 months, next year for me to achieve this target? Now, objective you need to have in your mind. I can't give the objective, right? And to reach that, what I should not have, but it will come time to time. You can't stop coming in. Huh? That means the moment emotions stop coming means that means your last breath is gone, right? That's your last point. So you need to recognize this, like take 5 each. Now again, desired feeling, right? Empathetic part. For me to feel connected, what should I doing? For me to feel empowered to achieve my objective, what should I be doing? For me to feel powerful or supported, what should I be doing? Right? On the other side, undesired feeling, if this come across, how I'm going to really manage it? Plan now itself. Then the moment you have that anchors coming in, the moment you have that undesired feeling, you know how to manage it. As I mentioned, one of the biggest problem like us human beings have is having that awareness. Where are we now? What are we going through? Now that's why we all, I think in our country, we always say, I think your end also, we say like, when you are in anger, when you're in sadness, don't take crucial decisions because you're emotionally hijacked. So you might get diverted. At the same time, when you are too much in happiness, joy, don't you eat too much sweet? Don't you eat too much food? Don't you, when you go shopping, don't you, buy things which you have like planned more than what you planned? Because it might hijack. So as I said, you need to know how you want to feel, because that matters a lot in terms of whom you are and how you're going to show up in the future. So again, emotions matters a lot. Your success is relies on emotion, and that's your navigator, right? Yes, your skills matters a lot. Your knowledge matters a lot. Your experience matters a lot. But again, if you can't really recognize and manage your feelings and recognize other persons and manage that relationship, I think nothing will count. I'll give you a good example. Today I listened because we have this year of grade 5 scholarship for our kids, right? Now, this is what I came from the same system. I came from the free education. I acknowledge it, but now I think it's outdated, right? What they're saying is this grade 5, I think the age will be around 8 years or 7 years or something, right? So they have an exam. When they get through that, they have the option to go get into a good school. Now, this was built to help that village sector, village people, because they don't have much of facility and free of charge education. They are saying there are 2 parts of the papers. Second part is very much on the syllabus, right? Very much on the syllabus. So they have to go for it. First part, guess what is it? Any idea?
Their interview, how much they know already?
Let's say IQ. Can I put IQ?
Yeah. Lot of pressure of IQ. Azeem is not talking.
Yeah, looks like his face. Maybe his network is.
Yeah, network.
This is what interviews do, na?
Let me just check with you.
Even during Samira's interview, they said no interview will happen, and suddenly they started interviewing.
Okay.
Sorry about it. I think my connection. So what I was saying, they're having the IQ. Now imagine that age, IQ. I say now EQ is the time. We need to give that people the element, the kids. I think I really appreciate Lata's work she does, right? I really admire. That's why I took the podcast talk about raising emotionally intelligent kids. Now, this is what all about. Now, why we are talking, of course, we get business from the corporates, talking about emotional intelligence, well-being. Yes, I am right, because simple reason being we have been not taught in our schools what is EI is about, what is EQ is about, what is feeling is about, how that can help you to navigate your success. So my final remarks over here is always remember your success defined through your emotion. That human touch matters, right? You can have this conversation with your kids. Ask your kids, how do you want to feel while you're at home? How do you want to feel while I'm talking to you? How did you feel last night when I scolded you? How did you feel when you asked me to come to play? I didn't come to play. Ask those simple questions. And they will not have the understanding sometimes for you there to respond to that questions. Let me give me a small hint for you. You know the emojis, right? And it's freely available on the internet. Print it out. If your child is like in the teen, they will be able to do it, but if it's less than teen, print it out. Keep it. Put on the refrigerator or somewhere be able to see. Daily basis, ask them to mark how did they feel that particular day. And that gives you a good indication for you whether you are in the right track as a parent or not. Bring that to same your office. If you are a manager, if you are a supervisor, if you're a line manager, ask your people to rate you. No need to mention name. Put 1 to 10. Identify some of the feelings. Supported, motivated, energized, or empathy. Ask them, how did you perform this week? Where do they rate you? 1 to 10. Were they motivated by you? 5, 6. So that's an indication for you to really navigate towards that. And that is your success. That's how you work around this particular whole area. With that note, I think I overshot 4 minutes. Thank you very much for checking in. I believe this session would have been useful and interactive. Thank you very much, Lata, for having me. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, do we have a Q&A session? You want to ask anything, Lata?
Yeah, definitely. If anybody has any question, please, this is the time.
Maybe now we'll have questions to our own self, and it was a super interactive session.
Yes.
Because the more you were talking to us, the more we were talking inside. Actually, that's true that we keep telling this to a lot of people, but we don't do it with our own self.
All right.
So it was really nice. Thank you, Lata, and thank you, Azeem. It was super interactive and interaction inside. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Azeem. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam.
And
thank you very much.
Thank you, Lata. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I've shared my podcast link on the chat, and it's available on all the major podcast platforms. If you're using Apple or Spotify. So I've done about 75 episodes. So it's covering from raising kids to corporates to social, coaching, everything. It's there. So just have a round, go for around it. So you'll enjoy it as well.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Azeem. It was really wonderful to have you. And, this, we were experimenting actually, if EI labs can really work. So I think more than, those theory lecture sessions on EI, I think we can try on hands-on experience on how, emotions are. And this is perfectly the one, we were actually looking forward to. So we all, have actually realized what emotions we have gone through in last few days and how we can, change our 2023 with emotions actually.
Yeah.
Yes, very true. Thank you.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
You, Azeem.
My
so
pleasure.
Thank you.
Stay in
Thank you
touch.
so much.
Of course, we are available on LinkedIn and social media. Of course, I'm in the Smiley group as well. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. If you want any assistance, I'll be much happy to help you guys.
I have already sent you an invite.
Yeah,
Please
I saw.
Accept.
I'll do that. Definitely.
Thank you. Thank you so
Azeem,
much.
I just want to mention my 2023 would be very wonderful because of this session.
Wow.
Wow. Great.
Seriously.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Brilliant. Thank you for hearing. Lovely. I think you made my day.
You made our year.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes.
Coming year, in fact.
Brilliant.
Thank you so much, Azeem.
Thank
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
for
you.
joining in.
Thank you. Take care.
Take care.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a
Bye.
nice
Happy
day.
New Year.
Wish you all the very
Thank you
best.
so
Those who
much.
are celebrating
and
Christmas.